The BMW Mini final is about to get underway. David Bell is the man who lines up on pole position. Bradley Turner's black car with him on the middle of the front row, number 61. And then Dave Bellaby in 87 will line up on the outside of the front row, taking over daughter Drew's car. And with Drew now an expectant mum, probably not a great thing for pregnancy is to go rallycrossing, so Dad is given the driving duties. Dave Ellis is on the second row of the grid. He was quickest in Q1, so you've got 4 potential winners there. Leanne Sedgwick lines up on the outside of row 2. The third row, number 3, Adrian Turner. 66 though is missing, oddly, Rob Methold, so one car not on the grid. Martin Hawkes is there. I'm trying to work out why Rob Methold would be missing, because he didn't have any dramas in his semi-final, otherwise he wouldn't have qualified. So he got through all right. He did drop away on the Joker lap, but he still qualified. But that car is, as I say, missing from the grid, and the 6-lap final is about to get underway then, as the ready to race symbol is lit. Wait for the lights to go green now, and a good getaway by Dave Bellaby. Not a brilliant start by Bradley Turner, a bit too much wheel spin. Marty Hawkes is away nicely in 35 up from the back of the grid. He goes for the Joker, and it is Bellaby ahead of Bell then, with a little bit of nudging as they drop down towards the loose at Chesson's Drift now. So as they come across the loose for the first time, it is Bellaby up front with, right on his tail, Dave Bell in second spot, and down they head into the Devil's Elbow then for the first time in third spot, the all-white car of Dave Ellis. And those that have Joker in the background, it is going to be just Bradley Turner, I think, ahead of Marty Hawkes, as the cars now make that climb uphill once more. Brake hard, and the race leader is Dave Bellaby, but he's going to get away from Mini Maestro David Bell, second generation racer, champion, and indeed a man that knows exactly what he's doing in these cars, does David Bell. As the cars now drop down to paddock up to the completion of the first of 6 laps of the race. David Bell won here in August, and at the end of the opening lap, Dave Bellaby leads by half a second. Bell goes for the Joker then, so if he can't do this on pure pace, let's see whether he can do it on the Joker strategy. Goes to the outside line, goes onto the Joker, as Dave Bellaby now gets his head down and pushes on. Dave Ellis runs second, and what about third? Well, it's going to be number 3 now, Adrian Turner, who gets himself up ahead of David Bell, behind whom there is Marty Hawkes alongside Bradley Turner. Those two go side by side down the elbow as the leader heads up towards the hairpin once again. So right now, David Bell looks like he's in the box seat because he's got away from all the other Jokers, so to speak. 87, Dave Bellaby heads down the hill once again, going this time into paddock with a reasonable advantage over Dave Ellis. So very, very experienced driver, of course, is Dave Bellaby. Not necessarily in BMW Mini terms, but he knows enough about rallycross and front-wheel drive, one-make categories, to put it all to good use. Dave Ellis now goes for the Joker as you're looking at the fight for what's about to become second between Adrian Turner and David Bell. And is Bell going to go ahead of Ellis on this Joker? Yes, he is. So that's Dave Bellaby out front, and he's driving his own race, trying to build this gap. For second place on the road, it is Adrian Turner, and David Bell runs third, the best of those that have Jokered, as Bellaby climbs the hill once more. His advantage last time over Ellis was 2.3 seconds. It was 2.6 seconds to Turner. So that's the margin that he's got in real terms, whereas Turner is under attack, incidentally. There, look from David Bell, who gets up the inside line coming out of the hairpin. They'll run side by side down the hill, heading now into paddock, and through he goes. David Bell up the inside, takes the place away then as they come into the right onto the loose at paddock yet again. Bell working hard now, and he needs to, because Bellaby has just gone for the Joker lap. So it'll be a clear road ahead of Bell for the moment. He's onto the loose section of the circuit then, as the cars now work their way through that right-hander. This is lap number 4 out of the 6. And as the cars come once again onto the tarmac, where out of all of that does David Bell drop to? He's second, so it is Bellaby that keeps hold of the race lead. Third place currently is Dave Ellis, and the leading gap is still enough for Dave Bellaby to be able to hang on all the way to the very end. It was 5.5 seconds before the Joker, but he's still got probably a good 4 or 5 cars lengths in hand as they come now out of the hairpin once again. Ellis for third, hanging on the position. Marty Hawkes still runs in 4th spot. And as they come down into the paddock, there's another good little battle going on a bit lower down as well for 4th place now between them and Marty Hawkes, and with the rear wheels kicking up into the air, Bradley Turner, nose to tail, they go out of the chicane down towards the loose section once more. Now the lead gap has come right down. It was 7/10 as they cross the line, and we have got 2 laps to go. So Dave Bellaby up front, but only just. Now being given a real workover by David Bell, who's going to have a think possibly to the inside line. So Bellaby versus too far back to challenge as Marty Hawks comes under real attack here. Look from 61, which is Bradley Turner. And Turner, given that he was really impressive in his semi-final, has not shown the same pace going into the final itself. So a bit frustrating for him, all of this. As now downhill comes the leading battle, and Bell lines up to have a go on the inside line. Bellamy just gets his elbows out in time. He bells onto the loose they come, almost nose to tail as the last lap board is ready, and through they come. One more opportunity, really, for David Bell to challenge here. Now, where does he make that move? Let's see as the cars hit the loose once again, as Bellamy hangs on to the advantage. Then across the loose, we've got a yellow flag waving because we've had a drama coming out of the chicane for Bradley Turner. It doesn't affect the two race leaders one bit, though, because they're away and gone, heading down towards the Devil's Elbow. That's Marty Hawks, who now is on his own in full pace, with Bradley Turner having had a spin coming out of the chicane. But for the last time, Bell makes the attack on the outside line, makes the climb up the hill, can't find a way through on the outside line. Can he get the inside coming out of the corner? This is his last chance. Bellamy looks one way in the mirror, looks the other. Bell tries for the inside line. Bellamy knew exactly what was coming and breaks as late as he dares, going into panic. Bell tries to go around the outside line, but to no avail, and he's going to run out of options here. So Dave Bellamy is going to win in the BMW Mini final. David Bell is second. Dave Ellis will take third. Fourth is Marty Hawks. Fifth, Leanne Sedgwick. Sixth, Adrian Turner, and Bradley Turner there is going to be seventh, somewhat delayed after his spin. The gap at the end, 0.3 of a second between the top two. Really, really good effort that by David Bell. Threw everything at it on the last lap, but Dave Bellamy knew what was coming and knew exactly where to put the car. Comes through to score a race victory by just 0.3 of a second. Dave Bellamy then wins round 2 of the BMW Mini Rallycross Championship from David Bell second and Dave Ellis in third place. Is it going to be the same story tomorrow, or can David Bell come out on top? So 2 rounds, 2 different winners, and Dave Bellamy making a significant impact on his BMW Mini debut. He is a delighted race winner here at Lynn.